Hello everybody and welcome back to Pravus Gaming and more Plague Inc. Evolved Custom Scenarios. Let's see what else we got on the popular tab today. There was one on here, right here, that I was kind of wondering if it would be any good. I'm kind of looking at this and I'm thinking pandemic is magic. That's not a play on the words friendship is magic from My Little Pony, but a little bit more sadistic now, is it? And now that I see this icon right here, well, I think that kind of confirms it. Alright, you know what, let's go ahead and give it a shot. Why not? ETS. Equine Transformation Syndrome, a noble mission, a grand plan, a magic bioweapon, the greatest of screw-ups. Influenza A, H3N2, modified to carry a transformation spell. It doesn't behave in the way its creator intended, though. Not at all, in fact. A complex scenario with its own symptoms, government actions, and meaningful events that influence gameplay, pop-up art, and 2 ways to win the game. On normal difficulty, it's a decent challenge. Some backstory stuff. If you appreciate darker interpretations of My Little Pony. Alright. Or if you are indifferent and hate the ponies in general, you may find this worth a look anyway, since you kill a lot of people in interesting ways. Alright, let's go ahead and give this a shot. You've got me sold, I'm curious. Cellophane? Let's see what you got here. So it is a, well, it's not a bioweapon, I think I was expecting that, but it is a virus type instead, and we don't get to choose any of the genes, so that's going to be interesting. But here we go. Welcome to Pandemic is Magic. Don't you know you're my very best friend? Dead. It's also the year 2022. You are an influenza AH3N2 virus modified to carry a transformation spell that it will bring about much more than a normal case of the flu. Thanks to an oversight by your creator, a Lazy Pines H3N2 2022 can now live up to its full natural potential, not just the magical. Rainbows, unlikely. Okay, I already like this so far. I feel like the author's got kind of a sarcastic kind of twist to this right now, which I'm just falling in love with. Lazy Pines, Colorado. Patient 0 has been deliberately infected with the upgraded virus. The pathogen is used to cold and wet climates. Like its unaltered cousins, it is also resistant to some antiviral treatments. It is a little less harmful and infectious, though, but that is about to change. So for those of you who are not familiar with My Little Pony, good for you. It's actually kind of a cute show for, you know, little kids. The fact that it's become such a phenomenon amongst adults is kind of upsetting to me. We'll go back into that later. First, let's take a look at the transmission options. We have Contact 1. Virus transmitted by bodily contact like handshakes, hugs, public transport. Increased infectivity, especially in urban environments and all passenger transport. Okie dokie. Shedding 1. Virus transmitted via shedded hair and old skin cells. Increased infectivity, especially in arid environments and air travel. I think people forget like how much skin we just naturally shed off every year. It's kind of disgusting when you think about it, but it's a lot, so this makes a lot of sense so far. Symptoms. We start off with biomagic feedback. Unintended feedback as transformation spell matrix acts as catalyst for latent thaumic potential of influenza virus. That is one hell of a sentence right there. My god. Resilience, virulence, and potency boosted. And I see a ponytail. Hair color shift. Oh my gosh. A narrow streak of brightly colored hair appears in the back of the head and begins to spread over the course of several days. Slight tingling behind the eyes. Ominous indeed. Alright, so we have nausea available to us. We have runny and stuffy nose, can lead to snoring and apnea. Sore throat and fatigue. Drowsiness and aching joints and muscles impair ability to concentrate on complex tasks for any length of time. And then there's an eye color shift to look forward to. The iris turns a much more vibrant and unnatural color, like bright purple, orange, or turquoise. Oh, the old British spelling of color, huh? I don't know why Americans decided to take out the U in so many different things, but we did. And we're not giving them back, by God! Anyway, abilities. We do start off with a level of drug resistance. That's very nice of them, actually. Since we are having to start off in the United States, that's a pretty nice thing to do to make sure that we don't, you know, slow down too much. Pathogen resistant to amantadine and rimantadine antivirals. Is that how you pronounce that? Amantadine? Might be amantadine. Increases infectivity in the wealthy countries. Wow, even so, going so far as to create a custom description just for the drug resistance. Good lord. So far, I'm really impressed with this offer. This is taking a lot of effort, I can tell. Cold resistance, better able to withstand the cold and climates. Heat resistance. Morphic field shift. Good heavens. Unforeseen magic feedback as ETS crosses ungulate species barrier via Equine Flu H3N8. Spell Matrix copies severe native equine disease, new transmission vector. Alright, Calm. Subtle mind magic as the spell matrix calms the victims during transformation. To their own surprise, most don't freak out or try to hide. And then Biomagic Compatibility 1. Spell matrix adjustment to account for unanticipated... Oh, I think we found the first misspelling! Huzzah! I found it! Magic immunity due to latent human thaumic potential. Faster transmission and less serious side effects. Okay. Lots of customization here so far. I'm actually very, very impressed. This took a lot of effort, I can already tell. Anyway, so some of you might be wondering, what do I know about My Little Pony? Unfortunately, a bit more than I think I'd like to. In part because when I was an RA in my college, if you guys don't know what an RA is, that is a resident advisor. We're kind of a dorm organizers. We also sort of are the narcs who have to make sure everyone follows the rules and write people up if they don't. Not a very popular guy, no doubt, but it helped pay for my college, so as miserable as the job was, I don't really regret doing it. Anyway, one of the things that I was required to do, because we really have nothing better to do, is come up with special door tags, someone's name with like a picture next to it on every single door for all of our residents. The idea being that you create like sort of a community. It's kind of cutesy, it's kind of an artsy, craftsy project. I wasn't really happy with it, but that's something I had to do, and I got paid for it, so whatever. Anyway, I went to my dorm, freshman college, kids. They were all coming into the dorm, and we had our meeting. And I told them, you guys need to think of what kind of theme you want, because if you don't pick something, if no one speaks up, I'm just going to pick something for you, and you might get stuck with My Little Pony or something silly like that. And they were all like, oh, dude, you have to do that! I'm like, oh, God. I've just signed myself up for something, didn't I? Yes, I did. So, that's what I ended up doing. Gave every single one of them My Little Pony door tags. Many Pinkie Pies and Rainbow Dashes were there, yes, many indeed. It actually became kind of popular. A lot of people would come to the halls and try to steal some of the door tags for their own rooms. Found that incredibly frustrating. But what could I do? Either way, they had their fun. And in the process, I had to learn a little bit more about My Little Pony than I think I was expecting, but there you go. Alright, we're missing some symptom mutations. Let's take a look at this. So we did get the eye color shift for free. Also, conjunctivitis. Inflammation of white part of the eye and inner surface of the eyelid. Causes, at times, painful itch with infective mucus. Arid countries are especially vulnerable. Fascinating. We also have access to the tail. Persistent ache on lower back is followed by overnight stretching of the tailbone. A horsetail, the same color as the hair, develops. My God. Kill it! Kill it with fire! I don't know, it's just sort of like... Wouldn't people feel the need to report that? Shouldn't that be a lot more severe than that? I mean, no, it's a totally normal occurrence that people can get a tail. Whatever, we'll grab the vomiting. Leads to diarrhea, of course. There are some of the old classic symptoms in here still. But definitely a lot of customization in the process. So, presumably we're going to be turning people into ponies. Which, for some people, you might think that's a dream come true. Again, it sort of disturbs me, the lengths that people will go to. Don't get me wrong, it is kind of a cute show. It's cute. It's for kids, but it is kind of cute. The art style does not offend me. The style of storytelling does not offend me. It's just a kid's show. But some people take it a little further than you might want. But I guess that's just sort of, how things work on the internet, isn't it? Let's go for Contact 2. Virus transmitted via surfaces like shopping carts, ATMs, touchscreens, increases infectivity, especially in the western urban environments, and all passenger transport. I wonder if that means that it's coming with some wealthy transmission as well as urban transmission to kind of imply the West, or is it actually a symptom that goes through and codes it so it's more effective in Western Europe and beyond? I'd be very impressed if you could do that. I'm not familiar with that, though. So if that's something you can do, like, wow, that's impressive. But to my knowledge, you can't. I really don't know, though. It's been a while. Heart inflammation. Myocarditis, gosh dang, words. Myocarditis, there we go, may cause tiredness, stabbing chest pain, shortness of breath, and irregular heartbeat. Only 5 DNA for some stability, probably not a good check for us right now. Sneezing, on the other hand, quite good. Sinusitis, inflammation of sinuses with nasal pressure, pain, and fever. Thick nasal discharge, grab. Snot, everyone's got a lot of snot. That's basically what they're trying to say. Hey, we've been detected. I mean, almost everyone in America has been infected, but now we're finally getting on there. I don't know what I'm trying to say there. Abilities, do we want to go for a bit more drug resistance? That probably wouldn't even be bad. It does reduce infectivity, though. That's interesting. Pathogen acquires resistance to, I don't know, all right, let's give it a shot. Oseltamivir, no, I don't know. I have no idea. I won't even try. I'm just gonna make myself look like an idiot. Resistant strain has lower infectivity but increases effectiveness in wealthier countries. Lowering infectivity sucks, but if we were having trouble in the wealthy countries, this would be a pretty good option for us. That said, because I already went for some stuff that's especially good in the Western urban environments, I'm not sure I'm going to need that. However, we could go for a new transmission vector, and let's go ahead and see what opens up there. Hello! Hooved Animals 1. Susceptible to infection, increases mutation rate and infectivity, especially in the poor and rural regions. Also, we got the species barrier crossed. Interesting. It actually... Oh, this is actually an event. I thought this was a mutation, but it's not. Spell Matrix, evolving together with virus DNA. Despite its creator's awareness of the risk and safeguards in the spell, ETS adapts to infect native... Oh, gosh. Why do I feel like I'm mispronouncing this word? Oh, good grief. Hang on.
Equine.
Equine?
Equine.
Equine is what the internet is telling me. I think it's supposed to be equine or something like that. I guess I don't really know. But I feel like somehow I'm saying that weird. It's not a word I typically would use, but anyway. ETS adapts to infect native equines, emulating a parasite. The spell doesn't trigger in animals due to non-human morphic field. Man, we're breaking out the big boy words today. This is amazing. USA finally shuts down the airports. Okay, so I guess we can go ahead and grab that. A little bit more poor infectivity could be quite useful for me. Truth be told, I'm not sure we're going to need it. I feel like we're going kind of down the infectivity trees a little bit too much, but alright. Hooved Animals 2. All hooved animals are susceptible to infection, including wildlife. Increases mutation rate, land transmission, and infectivity, especially in the poor and rural regions. You know, there aren't an absolute ton of hooved wildlife out there. I mean, maybe. Maybe in certain parts of the world, but at least where I'm from, heck no. Bronchitis. Bucking bronchitis. Bronco. You know what I mean. I'm trying to go for something clever there. Anyway. We could go for coughing. That's also quite good. Sore throat might be meh. Pneumonia. Especially good in the cold climates. I do kind of like that idea. Dorine? Covering sickness. No idea. Genital edema and discharge. Ew. With large edemaceous? Skin patches? Incoordination progressing to paralysis, often fatal. Mutation chance increased. Oh, we have some lethality chance. Ooh, we do need to be careful about that. You know what, I'm going to go for the tail right now. Let's see what happens here. Pony ears, dear God. Ears develop. Necessary anatomical rearrangements temporarily increase chance of nasal infection. Many affected also show marked increase in bodily strength. Very severe. I think we'll go for the coughing first. Maybe we'll go for pneumonia as well. I do like going through those cold climates a little bit better. Heart inflammation does not seem all that useful. I will go for a level of heat resistance, just to be a little bit more balanced since I know we're having a hard time in some of these warmer climates right now. Alternative option would be to go for the Morphic Field Shift 2. Virus destabilizes by evolving spell matrix. New strains resemble harder-to-cure insect-borne equine diseases. Mutation increased and new transmission vector. Alright, we'll go ahead and bite for that. Sure, why not? Insects. Carrier insects increase infectivity, especially in the hot and humid climates. That sounds like something we want. Destabilized spell matrix is evolving together with virus DNA, emulating insect-borne pathogens and copying their symptoms. The spell doesn't trigger in insects as much as they don't match the human morphic profile. So the insects are immune and not turning into flying ponies, which is too bad. It could have been a horsefly. I'm sorry. Insect 2. Do we want to go for that? I mean, yeah, I would like a little bit more. The question now is, do we kill everyone, or do we just have to infect everyone and go for a particular winning condition? I'm not sure yet. Visitors from another dimension. A priest in a little town in Colorado has become the first human to establish contact with an alien species. The two visitors that resemble brightly colored equines have acquired the ability to communicate in English by unknown means. Again, kill it, burn it with fire. Why does no one listen to me? Alright, go for the insects. So we should be more or less good to go as far as the poorer and warmer regions are concerned, and I think we'll be fine now that we're already in Greenland as well. Defcon 3. The U.S. President has retreated to his airborne command center. The armed forces have been put on high alert in case any hostile nation would seek to exploit the situation. Both Americans and Russians pour more resources into research. Okay, they are starting to work on that cure, so I guess we do need to be a little bit careful. I guess we'll go for the pony ears, because they already know we're here. Do we want to go for slouch? Ugh, we're bending our spines. Gradual shrinking of body height followed by moderate bending of upper spine causes inability to stand up straight. Can cause tension in neck muscles. I imagine if we can turn everyone into ponies, we win, right? I mean, I'm guessing. Eastern equine encephalitis. Brain inflammation. Huh, very fatal. I mean, we could be killing a lot of people. African horse sickness sounds pretty good. Good in the hot and humid regions and stuff. That's just really the question of, do I need to get the lethality now to kind of keep some DNA coming in, or are we trying to kill everyone, or are we just trying to turn them into ponies? Not too sure yet. Morphic Field Shift 3. High thermic charge of virus begins to alter the spell itself. Evolving spell matrix mimics multiple pathogens. Sets back and slows research and causes faster mutation. Mutation could be good for us, actually. Since it doesn't do anything else, I would imagine that the author is making this very effective on mutation. Is that something we want to do now? Let me see. Have we infected everywhere? We're still missing Madagascar, and that's the only reason I'm hesitant. There we go. Never mind. We got Madagascar. All right, let's just go ahead and let the ponies do what they want to do. There we go. Slouch mutated for free. All right, one more step toward the ponies. What else we got? Fur. That is a disturbing image right there. Colorful fur begins to spread from the ankles upwards. Wait, so they still have human feet? Oh my gosh, can you imagine? I'm just having this horrific image of people with multicolored hair bending over on all fours with their human feet and hands still there, but this weird multicolored fur coming up on them. They're just monsters. They're horrible monsters. Let's go for a little bit of lethality. Why not? I mean, I may not need to kill everybody, but I would like to make sure that I still get enough DNA to finish this off. So here we go. Oh, hello. Twilight Sparkle, what are you doing? You look very mischievous. The alien visitors call themselves Twilight Sparkle and Starlight Glimmer. Claim that a rogue element in their society engineered the disease as a bioweapon. They have promised to help find a cure for the pandemic, boosting human research. It's a trap! They want this to succeed. It's beneficial to their species. Kill it with fire. Viral meningitis. That's going to be lethal. Well, surprisingly not that bad, actually. I expected it to be way worse. Huh. Okay. Headaches, horse sickness, sepsis. Life-threatening immune response to infection with fever, confusion, and shortness of breath. I think we're going to go for the fur first. There we go. We got the fur with the fur. Unicorn horns. After days of persistent frontal headache, some people develop a straight and pointy horn on the middle of their forehead, allowing them to conduct magic, as opposed to the Pegasus, which can fly. There's sepsis, much higher lethality. All right, it's fine with me. I mean, this means we just get a heck of a lot more DNA, so it's not so bad. Sweet itch? What the heck is sweet itch? This. Allergic reaction to bite of, culicoids? Midges? I have no idea what that is. Triggers hypersensitivity and inflammation. Skin lesions with severe itch. Huh. Surprisingly, we're not getting that much DNA. There's the Pegasus Wings. Okay, I knew that was coming at some point. After persistent upper back pains, wings sprout from between the shoulder blades on some. The end justifies the means. It is now obvious that Twilight needs more magical backup. After several sleepless nights, she gives the okay to use mind magic on humans transforming into unicorns. Starlight breaks the herd loyalty instilled by the transformation with pleasure. I actually don't know who Starlight Glimmer is, so that's fine. It means I'm not too far gone, right? Probably. I feel like the headache should have mutated long before this, but apparently not. So what are the odds we can get everyone dead so that I can actually get the Pegasus Wings? Scratch! With ever larger parts of the body covered in fur, midges and other biting insects are much harder to spot and remove from the skin. It itches. It also increases infectiveness. Research into effective insect repellents increased significantly. Alright, gonna go for the Pegasus Wings. That leads to hind hooves. Legs bend into new angles as feet transform into hooves. Some feel healthier, despite the grotesque deformation, and more at ease. Also, they're having seizures, so that's appropriate. Twilight Sparkle challenged openly. Sunset Shimmer, who are some of these people? I don't know. Reveals herself, and the newly transformed humans flock to her. The Ori, hallowed are the Ori. Sorry, I've been watching Stargate. With the world plunging into chaos and more powerful than ever, she is all but untouchable. Governments around the globe finally allow unlimited magical experimentation. So that means that the cure should become a serious problem, right? Well, we have African horse sickness now, that's a thing. I guess we'll go for the hooves. Then there's 4 hooves. The defining bit of humanity melts away with the loss of hands. Even so, you have to imagine this is still a grotesque creature. Alright, fine. So they look a little bit like ponies and they got hooves on their back legs, but they still have human hands. I'm sorry, that's still very disturbing, right? Not just me? Probably not. Lab work nigh impossible. Evidence mounts that transformation lessens severity of the disease symptoms. We should just accept it. It lessens the severity, people suffer less. Okay? Just engage in the transformation, don't question it. It's okay. Monday morning. Fatigue and permanent headache combined make it difficult to focus on complicated tasks for extended periods of time. Productivity suffers and the cure slows down, presumably. Cardiac African horse fever symptom mutated. Good heavens. I really hope we get a bit more lethality here because we're not killing fast enough to get enough DNA to actually win this. France has fallen into anarchy. It's about dang time. Fly swatting. Midge abundancy causes unbearably itchy skin lesions in vast swaths of the populace. As anti-inflammation drugs run out, governments resort to indiscriminate insecticide use. Poisoned water supplies fatal to sick people, seen as a lesser evil. And there's the heart inflammation, which did not quite get me the lethality I was hoping for. I guess we just kind of have to sit back and wait for a little bit. Counterspell. A woman named Eileen McDermott has agreed to be the first test subject for Twilight Sparkle's cure research. Magical testing proved successful. There is now a counterspell usable on those who haven't begun transforming yet. Cure milestone reached. Well, that sounds terrible for me, but hasn't everyone been infected? There's the migraines. Again, not especially useful. Double vision. Sensitive hearing acquired with the development of pony ears makes migraine that much worse. Loud noises cause aural flashes to appear in field of vision and compound the throbbing headache. Yeah, migraines are pretty awful in that way. My father in particular has struggled with that kind of stuff. If he's having a migraine, loud noises literally make him see different colors. It's terrible. Concentration impaired significantly. Well, somehow the lethality seems to be ramping it up a bit. Pulmonary African horse fever symptom. There's so many different African horse symptoms. These African horses don't sound like they're worth it. They sound like they might be a little bit more trouble than they're worth. I say we just get rid of them all. Alright, let's go for the 4 hooves. That leads to Equinoid. In a surreal and disorienting experience, the face deforms to accommodate a muzzle. Oh yeah, I kind of forgot about that part. Okay, so we got human faces on these things. Again, still scary. Acceptance of the inevitable spreads as lethality drops for the transformed. And then there we have, gosh dang it, Princess Sunset Shimmer again. With ever higher numbers of newly transformed humans, the output of pony magic and reverence for their leader rises exponentially. Finally, Sunset's theory is proven. She ascends. With her newborn alicorn powers, she forces the spell's progress. In what way? What did she do? Diarrhea. That's what she does. Absolutely. I shall further the process. That's awful. Staying clean while using the bathroom with a newly acquired long tail is difficult enough. Diarrhea does not help things at all. Yeah, that seems appropriate. I can't help but notice I'm not really getting a lot of DNA after killing this many people here. Can we please get a little bit more? Little more than that, please. Sore throats, okay? I'm really glad that I got that mutation, because otherwise this would be way harder. I would love nothing better than to continue making progress. I really would. But it's actually gotten a little bit too expensive for me at this point. I mean, I feel like I could go for this, but if I do, I reduce the lethality so much that I don't think I can get the next symptom. Uh-oh. Oh, good. It sets back the cure efforts. Very nice. So we could get the next level, but then I just won't get a lot of DNA, and I'm not sure I'll be able to get the next thing. Maybe we'll just have to mutate it. We have to give it a shot, right? And finally, the equine transformation begins. Hips, shoulders, and spine fully rearrange themselves to accommodate quadruped stance. Disease symptoms vanish, leaving a healthy little equine in their wake. Okay, but where's their cutie marks? Yes, I know what that means. It's kind of dumb, but whatever. Anyway, no, but seriously, like who I don't know, signs their romp? I mean, really, what would you say in that case? No idea. Anyway, we're not killing very fast anymore. So, unfortunately, I feel like we're just kind of stuck waiting for the gosh dang cure. I was right to be afraid, because now we need 22 points, and I have no idea if we're going to be able to get that at this point. They're working on that cure pretty quick. Well, never mind. We had multiple organ failure. Gosh, they turn into ponies and then plop over dead. How incredibly sad for them. Well, that's pretty much everything, honestly. Skeletal muscle breakdown is something we'll need, but you'd think that sooner or later we just mutate that symptom. I mean, at this point, I'm literally just praying, living on a hope and a prayer, waiting for that stupid mutation to work out to my advantage. By the way, this has been a very long scenario, I'm aware. As the death toll mounts and the accelerating transformation hinders medical research progress, some scientists leave the cure project. In the face of extinction, they want to be close to their families. One last time. Nay. Nay, I say. Do not despair. There it is, it finally mutated. Is that the end? Do we win? Looks like it. Evolution complete. Built for hands, industrial society collapses. Depopulated cities burn, and environmental disasters sweep the planet. Twilight Sparkle and Starlight Glimmer return home with a few hundred human refugees who are granted asylum. Equestria's rulers reluctantly prepare for diplomacy with the new Earth. Huh. So, yeah, Queen Sunset Shimmer. I really have no idea who this character is. I didn't really watch the show, so I really don't know much about it, but I have no idea who that is. But presumably, whoever she is, she's sadistic and wishes to ascend in some way, and she turned all humans into her slaves. That was a very slow scenario, 822 days, 27,000 points. I was kind of expecting things to be a little bit more sadistic than that, but I guess it tells like an actual story in some way. People who are actually fans of the series might know more than I do. Huh. Well, I mean, that was kind of fun, right? Sure, why not? I mean, there was so much customization in that, I can't even imagine how many hours the person had to put into this thing. Many dozens, I would suspect, and pretty well balanced, all in all. Only downside is if you do not go for the mutation chance, I have no idea how you would be victorious, but otherwise, though I can't really speak as much to the source material as far as its effectiveness and whether it makes sense from a plot perspective and who the heck Queen Sunset Glimmer is, it otherwise was a pretty fun My Little Pony scenario. Pandemic is magic? Sure, why not? I mean, why the heck not, right? Look, just because My Little Pony is overdone does not make me a hater, alright? I can accept when something was pretty well done, and from a Plague Inc. perspective, that weren't half bad. Thank you all very much for watching, I do hope you enjoyed. If so, then be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I, as always, will see you guys next time.